Nazo kumu yadia ya fama bomba bo mama nenya jiri chano no chichaji jo mama nazo kumu yadia ya fama bomba bo mama nenya jiri chano no chichaji jo mama hurry someday out if it's hurry NFM Radio emudaho 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 Mania see fire will burn you NFM Radio Jumadi Mansa Musa ede bro edwa da kopem memneda enumre no nson ekopem no ndu
NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa ede bro. Ejwa da kopem memneda. Enumre no nson. Ekopem no ndu. Sisidi ye nam top connect so emani sika de bagana ifi wiase afa na nyina ye ntia kapre ane aye free top connect amasika mani aye mrekra ye wo hia ne se wo be download wo top connect app no e wo play store de ama wo android phone ana se wo use iphone so a ko apple store na download the top connect aye simple kra top connect wa manda buraduonum so wo Europe North America and Asia wo mane wo dofo sika fa top connect so a aye ntem na emre na mawa hoto swonso sese die sika manu di foforo kra any top connect so we yan chechemu bia for top connect our +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe top connect our barefoot intefidie nyina so top connect fasika mane wa dofo sunjemu a untia kapre top connect yensu ye die
Let me go straight to the point. We will find wada. Once you attack and send be says so your work can see come air conditioner and also dumb air conditioning no and said that more can see no crane say one funny papa and installation now mountia with everything called enterprise air conditioning installation at the Udemo Rubia okay you never cold room it's a cold stores and Bavia you didn't ever see I was saying you know everything called enterprise. A nice one at your mower, a Rubia, no, but you with the Kadika. You install central air conditioning, split air conditioning, car air conditioning, never solar panels, also. You want a nice at your mower, or you will be a bus straight up to your body will fee. So, what do you say? And our gas in a son, say you'll come with the another dear, and our coast store, dear. You had a very nice and quick, but we will be a you don't have a yet the amount. Most of more over it's a moment sit down, my canoe, and over to me, I'm afraid you can lie with so. Yeah, install air conditioning, Nibiamamu. Try class 447508650279. Oh, wager, adjacent Ghana Fire Service. Wow, France 0544-489-343 and 0302-906276. Your website, you know, everythingcode.org. And I send you email, kjamwako@yahoo.co.uk. Everything called enterprise, air conditioning, master, no.
Hello, and welcome to the show. Another beautiful, yeah. Today, if I say beautiful, I really mean it. It's a beautiful Wednesday evening here in the UK, and everything is going on nicely with everyone I've seen. People are happy and people are smiling because the weather isn't bad at all. I don't know where you are, what you are doing at the moment, but at least, or I should be sure that everything is going on nicely in your part of the world. So another beautiful time for fire will burn you, and that is the metaphoric sort of name or the headline, the caption for the program, the show. Which is being hosted by Mansa Musa, myself. I am ready to rock and roll. Are you also ready to rock and roll? Are you? Right. So tonight, God willing, everything going positively right, I will speak to Honorable Roxanne Defiamapo. He is an MP for Dewu. Is it Dewu South? Of the Volta region, and he has presented a petition, or he has petitioned the Shraj to look into matters, matters concerning or involving this galamsey, the interministerial committee for something. So he has petitioned, and some are saying, "Oh, this is just politics." It's just political. He wants to be known. He wants to be seen. He wants to be observed. And he says, no. I'm telling the truth. We have petitioned, and we want the Shiraj to look into the matter. So everything going as planned. I will get him to speak to us live on this show. So don't go anywhere. Stay.
President Nanado, your friend Matheson, Sunyana Nabo, Makwatana Awonu Holland. Ako sam in fifure. Sika kakra mi nyaye no. Me dia ba mia me maimu Ghana. Dia ba be to registered bank. Eye JN Bank yi. President Nanado Uber TV so be katre Ghana for say. JN Bank anye na dwuma yi. Ti waje bank na licenses no. Wo the customers ni sika be mo. 3 years muni mensanka mi sika. Sika kakra ka ye no so 550 million. Media kwa to commercial bank. Na me say commercial bank de me de misika koto ho a e save. President Nanado enam IMF bosiana wo kwa ko boninti. Osi mi misika 550 million na odi akwa ko ye adwuma nya interest wo so no. Once the Quran umfa mame. Misika trend no so. Ose umfa mame. Just 2024. Na sika no interest keto no a menya no. Obema mi mu 5%. Menya adwuma wo Ghana. Mintimi so enko Holland se me koye adwuma. Mimfi akọ animu kakra. Kwan ben so na mefa so a me na meyire ne memba ibedidi. Mr. President, mesero se me ma se me be street carefully ho. Mia mi sika makosam infifure enya no. Mesero se obema mensa aka. Obi bia obi tie saa me audio me recording yi bi no. Mesram se mo de beto mo platform so ebetimi afa so ma President Nanado nensaka we nyamase ni bi etie. Ghana mpem for mesram so se mo ne President Nanado be kasa ma me. Medamase.
Good morning, President Nanado Adankwa Akufo-Addo. No pay me bano boko. Midin the ASP retired Franklin Nati. Mesun Ghana ewo police mu 24 plus years. Na me gratuity me san kano milito bond 2 years. Aka 1 year this year, September. Year 2023. Na mi bond no amateur. Who adwina wo de ba ye say wakoboka ana wa bugana abofom enti me bra ma bre sika medi to bond no commercial bank no onfa mame we enye am robber ene be chimeji me sika o oman panyi a ya to abama no se onhwe yeso emra wo fru plane 18,000 pounds an hour nkrofo kachre wanted. Emra wo fa so many ministers say omunu na oni omu betumi aye adwuma nkrofo kachre o wanted. Ene your incompetence inti me bre amabre me disika yedi tua me ka say gratuity me fa hwe me ho so no usi wafa this is 2033 se mi manum na opese omumbeji sika na me nana no mu a menim president woni diemu misrew unuana ni bank edi enim eji loans no mfaso a wanya no misrew mano fansa mfaso no ekutu yesika no mesika no mfa mame nanado utrimu yedin papa obi a maye juma Ghana mra kire say 24 years plus no yentu ameka as a retired officer no usi wuntu ameka menya 60 years here nanado minister of mibisa wo. Have you been a civil servant in Ghana before? Have you worked as a civil servant? Please. Nanado. Mimpese. Mbe kasatiao. Mimpese mbe dumi usu eni ubusian derby. Midi yao esreo. Tise na Mr. Matheson. Efri sunyani esreo no. Jai misika mami. Midin the ASP Franklin Kwesinati. Me tome bon wo commercial bank. It was Accra North branch. Please, I beg you, in the name of God, don't touch my money. Don't touch my money. Don't touch my money. Anybody who receives this, please send it to as many platforms for Nana Adodanko Akufo-Addo to see, to hear, and to see. Or his cousin Ken Oforiatta should hear. Please, 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 Nanado, I'm not supposed to beg you. Because when you were begging that you should be tried, I remember traveling from Kumasi to Koforidua to vote for you 2016, thinking you are bringing something on board. I regretted it. I have regretted all my life. Some friends told me, Anka unya accident or question na uya. Well, Nanado, please, whoever received this message, forward it to as many platforms. Let Nanado hear me and ensure I have my money. Thank you.
What's name wacha? Mama 2 years. Says here the fear be 2 years. I want them. What's name 2 years? We are 2 years account. Says here no, sir, that someone has said per se. Open single room. Says here no put 600. Put 500. Put 700, 800. You're dying. Says here agent for age 100 CDs for viewing fee, and I say 80 Ghana for viewing fee. Just show you the room. Says here if you're a for beard your mother agent for Uchia 9,600 also Uchia agent 900, 600, 900 and almost 1,000 cities. Why? Are you to the end day? Why? Like why? What? Like why? Hey, like it's serious. Say, Matsna demo 2 years. I'm paying 8,000. Now I'm supposed to pay 9,600. And you're taking the 2 years. You take 1 year and put. Because you see, me 6 months and 1 year. Say, we hear Juma, me fear. Uba boa no busumi pay the amount. Say 600 or say 700. You have to eat only small one a pay. Because a whole month I'm a pay. And see back on one bed. Ume should be you. Ume should be you or my 1 penny for Munka once a machine. Now, you for the air brenna ye kun anyhow. A direct in tea ye begging pontino. Uba come ye kun. Uba come ye kun to you to ye brenna a dance air kun ye. A day. How? Ghana, ye ble papa. A day. And then fear walking in and catch a person. Me patrol me pedama, because of agents, viewing fees or do coach them, or bet you 80 cities and now say 100 cities. And then dance so man dying, who could have 600? Oh, nothing room in name. Or do 2 years, 600 cities, 2 years. Because of that, and into the ultimate data, or no person or 2. Now, or do a roof of a show on what is 600, what is 500. Then they would turn into a person who 2 years. At the moon come shame my say you till ye bread. Ye only a bet to a bone, ye are soon to a back. I made your main influence in call for a cake.
NFM Radio, Emudaho.
Right, welcome to Fire Venue here, coming to you from the NFM Radio. Another beautiful. Today is what, 26, I think, of April 2023, and the show must go on. Right, so tonight I want us to discuss one very serious phenomena that is, getting worse. Obviously, the phenomenon of civilians or the civilian government using the military to their advantage is nothing new. I think it happens everywhere on this planet. But recently, of late in Ghana, what is happening is rather, I wouldn't say interesting, it's rather serious and dangerous. That is, the military is now polarized such that it is very difficult to know who is in command, who is doing what, who is sending people on operations, who is sending troops to go and even quell disturbance, civil strife, or anything. You see, everything has been politicized. Some simple operational matters like sending soldiers to go and make sure there won't be any ethnic disturbance anywhere. Such things, government should do it in good faith and with goodwill. It is not about politics. It's not about who is in government. Obviously, in Africa, especially our part of the world, in Ghana, in West Africa, Africa as a whole, using the military to do or to using the military to support a personal interest, a political interest of the ruling government, ruling party is something that we do all the time. Sometimes we just, ignore it and look elsewhere, look away, thinking, oh, it's normal, there's nothing wrong with it. If one political party has got their civilians on the street and they want to, create disturbances here and there, then of course, if the police cannot, control the situation, we've got to bring the soldiers in and the rest. I mean, look, this situation has gone in so much so that everywhere that soldiers are involved or the military is involved in a civilian sort of an activity, it never ends well. It has not been ending well. We all know. So once, we've all decided that the multi-party system of politics or democracy is what we want to do. We have to fine-tune the system. We have to make sure we do it properly. Mistakes can happen, and when mistakes happen for a long, continuously, intermittently, then it's no more a mistake. Rather, it becomes part of, the part of the show. It becomes, a phenomenon. It becomes something that perhaps isn't right, but it's accepted by society, which is really a shame. So, what is happening in Ghana today? You see, they're talking about so many things. We have so much things to discuss in Ghana. And most of it, very few things that come out that is positive. Very few. So few that even now, the Ekufuado positives, when they come out, you can't even they themselves cannot, showcase their positives. Like recently, Ekufuado went to commission, not commission, is it commission? A new barracks or residential places for the police. It's a beautiful thing. That's nice. That's very good. But no one even heard of it because people are overwhelmed with negativity. So much. People are overwhelmed with negativity. I'm happy that at least now Ghanaians are being very sensitive to real issues. So much so that if you watch TV and radio, the rubbish or the what do we call it? The media. That's not a word I want. The trivial. That's the word. Thank you. The trivial sort of things they talk about, like somebody has married his daughter, slept with his mom's cat, and a goat has slept with the cow, and all those kind of nonsense. It's very few and far between these days. Even these days, I can see that even the churches, the pastors, their presence on media platforms, a bit not diminished, but is going down gradually, and that's a good thing to know because, look, we have to tackle serious issues and tackle serious issues indeed. We have. Look, what is happening in Ghana today about this galamsey or illegal mining thing? Wherever or however you turn it, however you want to explain and explore, whatever you do, it is, people are involved today in criminality, big time. People who were charged, who were taxed, people who were mandated, by the executive to use the power given them to eliminate some wrongdoing or a wrongdoing, that is illegal mining. Mining without permit, mining in reserved forests or unauthorized places, mining, doing unsafe mining, that can cause the health hazard or the lives of people, mining with chemicals that are not to be used, a whole lot of, a lot of categories can be defined as illegal mining. And even it comes, turns out that even the established miners, established companies, the big ones, every now and again, if you go into it, you see that there's some illegality going on within their ranks. But then that one is, somehow left to be, tackled by the very high echelons of the governance, so to speak. You see, so for instance, the big company in Obuasi mining gold, if they are doing something silly, because they are very big and mighty and huge, it can easily be tracked, can be seen, and when accident happen, they know they are going to be in trouble. So it is easy to check, provide those checks and balances and make sure that, everything is done properly. So that is for the big shots, right? But now I'm turning to understand why Nanado said, Yetisikasu so accommodate. Honestly, I'm now beginning to understand that mantra of Yetisikasu so accommodate. You see, Ghana as it is, the land, the soil, the deep down within the soil of Ghana, it's a repository of so many goodies, so many things. The very top of the soil, we have, how do I say it? A very good, rich, to be good enough to plant everything, to do agriculture. Then when you go deep, we have so much buried in the depth of our land, in the depth. And so, if Akufo-Addo says or said that, yet his castle is accommodating, right? And now he's in power, one would have thought that by now Akufo-Addo and his government would have established a well-run mining company, proper government, massive to rival that of maybe South Africa and the rest of the places, right? So that one, they will employ plenty Ghanaians, and the monies and the gold that comes in is for Ghanaians. Then you say, that's why I say Yetisikasu so accommodate. The gold is everywhere. We are mining it, how do I say it? We are mining it sensibly. We are doing the mining properly, correctly, with all the safety regards, all the safety requirement, observed, everything. Then you say, Yetisikasu accommodate now Yetusikano. But when Akufo-Addo, you say Yetisikasu is accommodate, and so you come and everywhere, apart from some few places in the Volta region, apart from some few places, everybody is just digging the ground to take gold. You see, digging itself is a problem, practically. To dig a trench or to dig a hole, a massive one, the danger of the whole thing collapsing and burying people, that one is almost 50-50 or even more against the chances of survival when we are doing certain things without a professional knowledge about digging and getting into deep trenches and holes. You see, so that one, digging alone is a problem. Then when you are lucky or able to extract gold or take gold out of the ground, how to polish the gold or make the gold worth, to bring, to get some good money, you need chemicals and other things. At least some proper, qualified sort of, you need a qualified, you have to be competent in trying to refine the gold. So you got to have some knowledge about doing these things. So it is not just as simple as that. In fact, the first time I carried a gallon of mercury, I nearly dropped it. You see, because I didn't attend secondary school, it was a technical school. So in the laboratories, we didn't have all these chemicals like mercury and this thing to know what it is. So the first time I actually saw mercury, I carried it as a soldier. I nearly dropped it because, when you see a 1 gallon of water, you see the slide, you can just take it and just drink, you see. So when I carried this mercury, then I realized that, when you read the chemical content, mercury as though it's liquid, it's still metal. It's still metal. So a whole gallon of a piece of metal you are carrying. So if you just pick it as if you are picking up water, you find yourself in all sort of problem. In fact, I dropped it. Actually, it was a disgrace because I think people around knew that, oh, this was Jaman didn't know what he was doing. You see, so you got to have the expertise to be able to mine gold, to take gold from the ground, and after you've taken the gold, what to be done with the pit or the ground that you have dug? What to be done with it? It got to be covered up. It got to be, what do you call it, barricaded, make the place safe, a whole lot of things. And that is just one man trying to dig for gold. When it comes to the industrial aspect of it and people buying themselves huge machinery, excavator, then you got something they call chamfine, something, water pumps here and there, and everything. You are going to need about, let's say, 10 to 15 people to do this job. Before you see an area about, let's say, half the football field, just for the small operation, that place will be disturbed. Not necessarily devastated or anything, but it will be disturbed. So if the areas are not to be disturbed, again, that means you have to replant the, planting of trees or whatever. You got to maintain the ground, the soil. It's not a simple thing. And people just go maybe with pickaxes and everything, maybe one excavator, just dig, get what they can get, and they go away. They leave big craters on the ground. If I say craters, it's a big hole. When rain falls, it will be full of water, a whole lot of everything, Now we are being told that in Ghana, some places, some villages, or even some towns, and a town like Chebi, Ekufuadu's hometown, it's close to residential areas. People are digging. The other time I saw something, somebody digging in his room. I don't know what he's thinking really, but you know how we build our houses in Ghana. The foundation isn't that deep. It's not that strong, and yet this guy was actually digging in his bedroom, very deep, in search of gold. You see, all this, when you think of it, you say, but why not? After all, people, the poverty, people need money. They need to survive. They need to have money for so many things. Some need the money, as young as we've all been at that age to enjoy life, to make movement, whatever you want to do. Some want money to prepare their passport to fly off and go away. Some want to buy a car, a whole lot of things. Everybody needs money. So if you have a proper, well-organized people, who have, teamed up to govern a country, if they win power, they come to, the party comes to power, what they do is they organize to create jobs, proper jobs, a lot of jobs. In every country, I can say, maybe in advanced countries, people who are well educated, maybe it will be 50-50, or maybe 60-40, maybe well educated, we have 60% in the country, and not well educated, maybe 40. Back in our Africa, in our places, it is rather, people who are well educated, maybe 10%. The rest, not well educated, maybe 60%. Then the other 20, 30, or whatever percentage, they are not educated at all. Everybody will have to survive somehow, isn't it? Everybody. So a government coming to power and knowing that there's a lot of unemployment, and this, is resulting in so many unsavory, that's the word. This is resulting in so many unsavory things by youth. Some, especially the young ones, the young girls, the women, they are turning into high-level prostitution, which comes along with, its unintended consequence of disease and, unwanted pregnancies, drugs, everything. Then the boys, usually, they will turn to very highly unsavory activity such as armed robbery. So, You see, if your government comes to power and you have the people within that government, they are skewed up, they've got their heads well screwed to their necks. If their neck is carrying their head properly, and if, as they say, they've got their wits about them and they know what they are doing, they will organize to create proper jobs for the youth. Mass employment. Having studied in abroad here, UK, and elsewhere, I found out that one particular industry, or maybe two, or maybe three, but one of them is genuinely jobs creator, one particular industry, and that is construction. Construction industry. I think the first in every country will be agriculture, because everyone must eat, everyone will have to eat. Everywhere they do farming, fishing, and everything, livestock rearing, everything. Huh? But construction, if a government that has brains, people, a president with cabinet that want or think about its people, what you do is you create, even if you have to borrow money, you have to make a plan to pour lots of concrete everywhere. That's the idea. Just pour concrete everywhere. Like, Seglemi housing units. It's a township. You build about, in 4 years, you build about 5 to 10 of those townships in major cities. So that construction, the booming construction, they create lots of employment, lots of them. From high-level skills, from intellectuals in the construction business or construction industry to the lowest laborer, you create so much jobs. I've been there, I know. You see, so people even buying excavators and the rest, they will buy those heavy machines to be used on construction sites. Very few people will go and do a dangerous business like going to mine gold, going to the forest to go and encounter massive snakes and wild animals and those kind of things. Only few people, if we got proper jobs at stake. So if a government that has people that have the brains to govern, they will create that jobs. I mean, as a construction alone. That's why when in 2020, before election, when Mahama came about this, the big push that he was going to get some 10 billion to do a lot of construction work and those things, I found it very palpable. I mean, it was very good an idea. Because I remember in the 90s when I used to work on construction sites as a laborer. I remember we were on site one Saturday morning, right in the middle of the city, London City, not far from where the Queen lives. Those areas, whoever knows London, very beautiful. Hyde Park Corner and all those places. Beautiful, beautiful place. And I was on top of this tall building, they call it Marble Arch Tower. Now it's been demolished and they are building something humongous, something huge. You see, so we went to the top, very top, on the roof of that tall building. And the foreman, my foreman, tell some Irish guy, say, oh, I'm really happy. I said, why? Is it because today is Saturday and we are not doing much work? He said, no. You see the cranes are moving. I said, yeah, they are moving because there's no wind, obviously. He said, no, even forget about wind. If the wind is too strong and the cranes are not working, it's okay. But since there are so many cranes at the skyline, I mean, you see the skyline of London with so many cranes, it means the economy is booming. When he said that, I didn't know. And this guy is just an ordinary person. It's not economic. He just said, look, when you see this tall cranes, this crane plenty at the, on the skyline, you see that in the city there are plenty of cranes working on construction site. It means the economy is booming. And the guy was happy because he was, they call it a chippy, a carpenter. And when there is loads of construction jobs about, he knows he's going to get a lot of contracts, you see. So construction brings a lot. I say from the very high intellectual or a very high technical managerial position to the lowest of the laborer, to the sweeper, to the canteen, cafe workers, the women, everybody, lots of jobs. And I say, if people have excavators, they will rather hire them, they will hire the excavators to construction workers to do the ground works instead of going to the forest with it. But because there are no jobs, nothing. People have realized, if I'm lucky to win the lottery, or if I'm able to convince my bank to give me money, or if I'm able to tell my cousin or my dad or my friend or anybody from UK or America, listen, let's try and gather some money, buy one excavator and ship it. Then he knows he's taking that excavator to the forest to go and do mining, whether the mining is legal or illegal, because obviously some mining sites are legal mining areas, and they will also require the services of excavator drivers, machine operators, and the rest of it, right? But how many can those legal miners actually, how many can they employ? So the rest of society, whether in the city or in the village, in the hinterland, wherever, they have to find an excavator and go and mine. So the story goes that this government comes in and tell Ghanaians that, we are going to fish out, we are going to disrupt the activity of illegal miners. That's what they told Ghanaians. And as difficult as it was going to be, Ghanaians were somehow ready to follow, to give their blessings, so to speak. Ghanaians were told that, the government, the president, he told Ghanaians that his presidency is going to be at stake. He is putting it online, telling all Ghanaians that he's going to make sure he will defeat this menace. This illegal mining activity must stop, or at least must be minimized, bring to a very minimum. This is what we were promised. Many people were not convinced. Many people were cynical, saying, come on, these people, don't believe them, don't trust them. Obviously, people who were saying the Kufuor government, would not or could not or cannot bring down this illegal mining activity, those people were being made or were being regarded as naysayers, as a Kufuor would say. Those people were people who never want anything good for Ghana. Why Kufuor has put his presidency on the line for this menace, and you are criticizing him? You see? So we all saw what happened. We all saw the video of a German. That German apparently has died, killed himself or something, whose excavator, apparently he had gone to hire the excavator or rent or something, and his excavator was bent down, destroyed. That guy cried. He was saying he brought Kufuor to power. He voted for MPP. So he thought, as Kufuor said, he thought it means he can now go to the forest to mine for gold. Many people lost their property. I mean, if I say property or properties, they lost their excavator, their machines, and the rest of it. Many people, that happened to them. Okay? Now, when there is such a policy by government, a policy that even some parliamentarians, one or two of them, I think one especially, actually did say that galamseyers, or those who refuse to adhere to government, to the pressure from the state for them to stop, they should be shot on sight. Is it Joe Wise who said that? I've forgotten who said it. He said they should be shot on sight. That means what they are doing about galamsey, illegal mining, was so bad that they shouldn't be given any chance, second chance to live. Those people who were doing galamsey, according to that parliamentarian, was, enemies to the state. So they got to be dealt with like enemies. So some people were shot, actually killed, for defying government orders not to do galamsey. They were shot, they were killed. Some lost their excavators, were destroyed. Some of us were saying, look, these excavators must be taken away from them, but given to, the military. The military, they have the what we call it, the company or the unit that deals with machinery, engineers and, that sort of thing. They have it. So why don't you give it to the military? They will buy them a lot of green paint to paint it. Paint it the military color. It becomes military use. Instead of burning it and destroying it. It didn't make sense. Some of us said that. But others say, no. Obviously, it was very difficult to speak on behalf of, people doing illegal mining. Even, it was very difficult. Even though some of us didn't, approve of the capital punishment being meted on fellow Ghanaians just because they needed to survive. They didn't go to do armed robbery, kill for money, but rather defied the government laws that don't do galamsey. They say they will do it, and so they have to be shot. That was wrong. It was difficult to speak on their behalf. In the vein that, or some of us thought that, okay, if this is happening and that within the next year or so, our water bodies or the rivers are going to get clean, that the devastation and destruction of farmlands, especially the destruction of cocoa, the cash crop cocoa, or the exportable commodity cocoa, that destruction must stop, and the rest of it, So if government and the military and the interministerial something for the, I've forgotten what they call them. Even if it is too harsh, at least it's going to result in a good, purpose, or it will bring down the menace of galamsey or illegal mining. So we were there, and then we're watching how things were going. We're hearing the rumors that, some government officials or people higher in the MPP hierarchy they are themselves doing illegal mining. Some will come and defend that, no, it's not possible, it's illegal. Maybe they are mining doesn't mean they are doing illegal mining. Mr. Producer, thank you very much. That they are doing illegal mining, it is not illegal. They are just doing their mining. Then rumors was coming about up and down. You see? The rumors were coming up and down, in and out, that government officials, some government members, some parliamentarians, some very high level people in the country, they themselves were doing galamsey. And it was rumored and rumored and rumored. Until it got a time, I remember Kevin Taylor on one of his shows came out to, proclaim so many things that people challenged. People saw it as he being cynical and being, unfriendly to the government. So he would say anything to tarnish the government's name. This continued, carried on until such a time that they say when the shit hits the fan, when the proverbial shit hits the fan, it scatters everywhere. So one day we all saw it on TV everywhere. NPP, ministerial, something like. How many ministries? How many ministries were involved in this anti-galamsey thing? I will go into the details very well and let you know. And also, more importantly, how much has been spent? Up to date, how much has been spent to get all these rivers still very creamy, still very untidy? how much millions of dollars oh eja Ghana no yes $80 dollars enka yenim nyansa wa Africa ho a enka se no a geopolitics no akoye bibia wo ho no yes yankasa Africa for the ebedi edwa no the last I was listening to Edison, what we call a program about it was a news program, South Africa and Namibia, is it? Yeah, Namibia. They were to establish direct trade links and everything. And when they mentioned, this, it will, create about $200 billion. And I'm thinking, look at the proximity, South Africa and Namibia. They want to trade and they are talking in dollars. So you always put your hand in the mouth of the owner of the dollar. You can create your own South African money, kwacha, whatever you call it, and say, okay, this is what, let's trade among ourselves. So even South Africa and Namibia want to trade, but that is a discussion. I don't want to deviate. That's a discussion for another day. So the point, what I'm trying to say is that the millions of dollars Akufo-Addo and his people have wasted to bring the rivers, even up to now, the rivers very creamy. The destruction of farmlands and everything, the destructive activities, indiscriminate clearing of forests, up to the point people don't fear, high-level executives, they don't fear to go to a virgin forest, a forest that from Titinanam, Nananumpo, and from Fantifus Nananumpo, a forest that they say those days, it's all about spirit and those things. Hey, you can't go here, you can't go here. They say Bronisi Forest Reserve. Reserve it. Reserve it for posterity. People go there freely, willingly, go and mine and destroy everything. So, after all this, then you say, the politicians, the civilians have failed, or they had failed. They have politicized everything. They have destroyed everything. I never thought it would come to this, where we say the soldiers, military, were involved. I never thought we would come to a point that we would claim the military were involved.
NFM Radio,
Let me go for a short break. Come back, we'll continue.
Sisidi yenam top connect so emani sika de bagana if we wiase fa na nyina yentia kapre ane aye free top connect amasika manie ayemrekra ye wo hia ne se wo be download with top connect app no e wo play store de ama wo android phone ana se wo use iphone so a ko apple store na download the top connect aye simple kra top connect wa man be buraduonum so wo Europe, North America and Asia wo mane wo dofo sika fa top connect so a aye ntem na emre na mawa hoto so sesedi sika manye di foforo kra any top connect so we yan chechemu bia fra top connect e wo +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe top connect e wa befontin fidie nyina so top connect fasika mane wa dofo asumjemu a untia kapre top connect yensu ye dienie
Abusia, let me go straight to the point. We will find wada. Once you attack and send me says so, your work can see come air conditioner, and also dumb air conditioning, no, and said that more can see no crane say. One funny papa, and I'm installation now, Mountia. With everything called enterprise, air conditioning installation at the Mawa, Udamo, a Rubia, okay, you, never cold room, it's a cold stores, and a Bavia, you didn't ever see, I was saying, you know, everything called enterprise, every nice one at your Mawa, a Rubia, no, but you you install central air conditioning, split air conditioning, car air conditioning, never solar panels, also, you want a nice Eddie Mawa, or you be a boost straight, not to your body will fee. So, what do you say, and our gas in a son, say you'll come with the another fear, dear, and our cold store, dear, you know, very nice and quick, but we will be a baby yet the amount. No, so more bridge, Bobby sit down, or make any one, over to me, I'm afraid you can lie with so. Yeah, install air conditioning, Ibiamamu. Frank was 447508650279. Oh, wager, I just sent kind of fire service. Wow, France 0544489343 and 0302906276. Your website, you know, everythingcode.org. And I send you an email, kjamwako@yahoo.co.uk. Everything Code Enterprise, air conditioning, master, no.
NFM Radio, Emudaho.
Right, so welcome back to the show, to the program Mansa Musa. This is Fire will Burn You, coming to you from NFM Radio. For those of you who like football, watch football, and those of you who support Arsenal, you are not doing well at all. Arsenal is all sort of problems, all sort of troubles over there in Manchester. They are losing by 1-0. Anyway, so that is what we are talking about. That okay? So the government have spent millions and millions and millions of dollars to defeat Galamsey, so to speak, right? In all this, I or some of us never thought, soldiers or the military will be involved and be smeared with, such unpardonable, disgraceful, can I say, attributes. You see, the soldiers and the military are supposed to be in a democracy. They're supposed to be above reproach, and that means, the law. It's like I tell my friends in UK here who are the London bus drivers. I always tell them they are very good drivers because they train them to observe all the rules on the road, all the rules in the the driver's manual book. You have to observe everything, so they are good. The military is supposed to be, a group, the institution that, people can criticize, but you criticize in such a way that, okay, they've been sent to do something silly, something like that, that sort of thing. But when the military itself is becoming part of a confused sort of a mixture of low level, despicable type of politics. You know, when the military becomes part of the politics, especially in a partisan way, then we are in trouble. We have a problem. So before we come to the military in this Galamsey issue, what happened after so much money has been spent, people being shot for defying government orders not to do Galamsey, after people have been, stripped of their assets, their properties, machines, heavy machines like excavators and other machinery, after all that, it has come to light or came to light that look, government officials or people in government, people in the higher echelons of government offices, even from the presidency, they themselves were doing Galamsey or were involved in illegal mining. You see, if there's anything like betrayal of trust, betrayal of the people, nothing comes above this. That government spends lots of borrowed money and gets a lot of goodwill from Ghanaians, right? Government activity has caused death to people. It has caused destruction to people's property here and there, all in the name to get rid of this illegal mining known as Galamsey. Then after all that, it has come to be known that officials in the government, high-ranking officials, were doing the very wrong thing, the very illegalities, which has cost people, some people, their lives. The government officials, some are doing same. Betrayal of trust doesn't come. I mean, nothing beats this one. That government has spent money. Ekunkum krofo, asen krofo be machines. And krofo ebusi omuko boy. Of course, uko busia na odi kodi boni esewa. But omuko busia anyway because ejuma ni baby a. Government is also nyade all year all pay ejuma bi ama obi and all create ejuma. And no makoto to machines. Omo machines ni esizi anaya say no. Ebi no afa ho wuwu. Na aban penifo no bi ye the same bone no. Na se we na se satam rollings no mutam no na se ye chi otiti etiti bi na ye bo tura. Wo see hey soja for bempe kukugunkum. You see what it is. Use the civilian masters, right? You telling Ghanaians that this, and Ghanaians are aware, obeying him. Say this, uncontrolled, even the uncontrolled legal mining, the legal one. No? So one control, it brings, it creates havoc for everybody. Destroy forests, destroy environment, destroy water bodies, everything. Even the uncontrolled, the one that is even legal, you give permit for people. If you don't control, it's a problem. Let alone the uncontrolled illegal mining, where everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every Kwansma, every Abudu, every latte, every mante, everybody can go and just start digging somewhere. That brings a problem. So the whole society, no matter what, accepted that something got to be done. Now, if something got to be done, now for Yeshua who said, "Abinu krofono this answer bonina e biafa ho ewu no omudia." I mean, when the Becca says so ni biba, no be teaching mu say oh on the mo firing squad argument be na we wo ehu. So who answer mu hunu kwase asem no a C80s now, a month for be Johnny better London, and the US near the idea, oh, Raleigh, chase you, really, minimum crophobia no more businesses for those days for 10 years, maybe for 15 years, no moon theaters capre, Emma buying. When Rollins came and so they should try and bring them to the mainstream, straight and narrow, make sure they can pay tax. Some of them got the hump ebufuo omu di dwane. Some of them too started to do something to undermine the revolution, like creating and causing a revolution within a revolution. Of course, those soldiers, those times, they are not going to, leave you scot-free. Look, anybody who thinks it's just as simple, with all this, we have people who are now running to become flag bearers for the MPP. People who are now vying to become flag bearers. They don't care. The question is dogobi omonti se dogobi no abe. The question is na fa omu omu de omu efe omu de Ekufuado na wa say bibia ye de nka ho enti muntu man na emeto aso. So in the end, we all found out what happened to that the Galamsey fight, what we call activity. We all saw what happened, Meboa. But the discussion today is about the fact. It's about the fact that now the military have been roped in. The military is somehow involved in this underhand or this despicable activity of this. Just say, soldier for no idioma frame. Because now we are being told that at the same time that the interministerial committee for the something of illegal mining and the rest, where they brought the Galam stop, which is the soldiers to come and use force to stop it. Some soldiers were actually going in to stop the Galamsey side. Then they will go and clash with some soldiers protecting Galamsey sites. Now you see where I'm going with this, can't you? Now you see where I'm going with this. The soldiers who were actually sent in to go and stop activities of illegal mining in certain areas of the country, they went and sometimes go clash with soldiers guarding and protecting Galamsey sites. Now, assembly, only a country where, the country has failed, where law and order is no more in control of the state, That's where these things happen. You see, like, I remember, the troubles in the Congo and those places, those days. Even in Sierra Leone, where you have these groups of, what do we call it, militia people protecting the mining sites to look for, to dig for diamond and the rest, right? Then the regular soldiers will go and clash with them. But where you don't have, a paramilitary group in the country, but the main military, what we call setup, the main military setup is used differently by different groups. One to see to the interest of Galamsey side, the other one is to stop that interest. I mean, how can that happen? As we speak, or the ama a police CID to hey. Someone who stood on platform to say he has put his presidency on online over this Galamsey. Galamsey has failed completely, miserably on the Namho Ejineni Otumiko parties in Just like the case in Kenoforiata was say economy poto and so on the Namho air instructions. I'm gonna for Bonibe Krana Moye. Sometimes I don't person because a mo. Now I don't refuse a means kakra ka first me de kwa ye boje me so no. He say me de kwa endu hu because in your man bo aye din. Sikano kwa na ekose we. Okay, thank you. You see, it's not funny anymore. A serious issue na ekano. 0208 123 5911 ufra minu bedi nkomo. And 07876 251 261. That one too, if you call me, I will speak to you. I will gladly, I promise you, I will speak to you. So, Obia or person by Edin Komono, I'm ready for them.
NFM Radio, Emudaho. Mania, see fire will burn you. NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa Ede Bro. Ejuada Kope Listen to fire will burn you on NFM Radio with Mansa Musa Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Minia, see fire will burn you. NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa Ede Bro. Ejuada Kope Memneda. And Renon song. Ekopem non do.
The time is 8:21 here in the UK, 7:21 in Ghana. You are listening to Mansa Musa. The program is Fire Will Burn You. Yes, you can call me. Those of you asking me, yes, you can call me if you want to come and discuss this and other issues that is of concern to yourselves. Fire will burn you. Fire will burn you. Right, so you may go onto Facebook or YouTube, Mansa Musa. The YouTube, you got to navigate New Face Media, one word, New Face Media on YouTube, and on Facebook is NFM Radio, and you can get me there. You are listening to the program Fire Will Burn. We are discussing how and why the Ghana military has been dragged into this conundrum, this confusion going on about this, how do I call it, this You can't say cry. Okay, thank you. This galamsey, this illegal mining, you see, where I got to before I went for the break is that the government of Ghana, led by Akufo-Addo himself, previously put his presidential or his presidency on the line that if he fails, that means if he failed, then he will have to go or he have to, resign. Today, we can all, as Ghanaians, say he has failed miserably. But where is Akufo-Addo? On a ho and a originally. And I'm ho and a me auntie Bibeka or Bonabra, just or Fano, until say do go be abe. And that is really a shame. Anyway, so Bernard, I'm your assistant. Oh Jai. So the question is, Ebani saying, and now for ye this soldier free abe frefrema in Imguasiaba. What has happened though is not just by accident. You see, the military, as we are talking about or speaking of today, it's not like the previously, in my day, in the 80s, 70s, and the rest, the Ghana military, right, either they will be praised or they will be condemned, vilified, in unison. I mean, in as one body. Say soldier for and a soldier for cramo peku ye crowd those kind of things. You criticize the army, the military, fine. But today, the difference, from those days is that today the military is being infiltrated. In fact, a friend of mine recently told me, hey, they say you will Akufo-Addo army, Akufo-Addo military, and they want the proper army military, so baby. To simply to translate that we now have a Akufo-Addo army or Akufo-Addo military, then the real professional, the original traditional army or the military, they have been silenced, they have been subdued. And now we have some characters within the military, people who are being sent about by their political masters to go and do all sort of. And the irony is that when it comes to the proper challenge of, let's say, maintaining law and order, these criminals who have joined the military and the police, these, what we call it, chance merchant or people who have just gone in, for the love of the money, they don't have their hearts and their soul in the job. Those people have been giving weapons and everything, and I tell you, they are terrorizing society. It's a fact. It has got so bad that, look, the military hierarchy in Ghana, quietly, they know what is going on, but you don't have to say too much, or you don't have to say at all, because nobody wants to be accused of treason or anything. Especially within the army ranks, you can't do that. So they are quiet. And they know very well that that tradition, that, the time when Ghanaians will quickly jump and celebrate a military coup, I don't think any soldier is sure of that anymore, that if you go and, do a coup, people will support you. So they are the genuine professional military personnel. They are just there. And they recently infiltrated bogus military personnel. They are being sent up and down the country to do all sort of. And no near semono. And to say, and I to say, the soldier now say military what Ghana say, instead of a proper democratization. Proper democratization, yes. Say, democracy. So, the soldiers will respect law and order, the rule of law and the rest. Now, it is not as simple as that. The military is being used by certain elements, certain rogue political elements to do all sort of things. That's why so many things have happened, and whenever we try to find out who did it or why it was done, it is always difficult to arrive at any kind of saying satisfactory answer. It's very difficult. Look at during the election 2020, all these soldiers, some soldiers from where they were sent to Volta region to go and terrorize people. The locals were feeling very uncomfortable. But apparently, they were there to stop Togolese people from coming to vote. And some soldiers went to perform or to go and also molest or to clamp down on civilians, locals at a place called Banda. Then we have some soldiers' activity, soldiers running amok or running helter-skelter on the street of Wa. Then we have recently Boku, soldiers doing some things there. Apparently, that is officially known. We have soldiers going to shoot to kill operation at is it Ejura? Is it Ejura? Yeah. You see, we have all these things. Some soldiers, some military men, Ayawaso, and no investigation. We don't know who sent them from what unit. Basa. Ekufado military. The worst of all, thankfully, is the one that the military found themselves uninvited into the chambers of the parliament. The soldiers, not one or two, maybe just standing there as guardsmen or something, but a whole battalion or so, found themselves in the chambers of parliament. Who sent them there? Up to date, nobody knows. So you see why I'm trying to say that the proper official soldiering military group are there. Then we have this newly created, infiltrated, people taking their chance because there's money to be made. This group has been brought in by politicians. And they can take them to do anything, go anywhere. Some of them will be sent to go and guard, your friend is saying, Galamsey site. Illegal mining site. Some of them will go there, be sent there to go and be mining or to protect the miners. Then their colleague soldiers from other units will be sent. Maybe sometimes they go and clash. If you have been watching the news on some Ghanaian TV programs, especially Good Morning Ghana, Radiabe played this incident where soldiers clash with soldiers. Because, you see, when the system, the state, is, porous, it's not solid, it's not well confined, if things are not being done properly, this is what the result. Let me talk to a gentleman or lady, I don't know who it is, but somebody is on the phone. Let's see what they want to say. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Mansa Musa. Good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, Nawani.
Bajo Efrem Kufia Crazy.
Oh, Mr. Crazy from far away US.
Yes, sir.
You are a wonderful man. Oh. You see, you say you are in US, but your number doesn't show US. Your number is showing somewhere Afghanistan or Pakistan.
Yeah. You see, sometimes I use car. That's the reason why I probably see that.
No worries. Listen, no, who in here be just agronomy. Right. So, what has brought you here?
Yes, sir. Okay, my brother, I hear you talking about this our security or soldiers and this Galamsey issue. You see, we have a problem. This our political elite today. We have problem with them. You see, when Captain Mahama was killed after this Dentroboise, And then the district executive of that area, he was complaining about this soldiers, the reason why the soldiers were there. Now, they interview the Nitu, who was then a minister of defense, what they call, yeah. Now, according to Nitu, he said they inherited 12 mining sites under the NDC. The soldiers are protecting these 12 mining sites. Now, today, I don't know how many mining sites we have. But the problem, the question or the problem is, who ordered these soldiers to be guarding these galamseys, the illegal miners? And this thing has been there for many, many years. And if you listen to or go through this Professor Frimpong Boateng, what they call it, allegation, my brother, you feel sorry for the nation, Ghana. It seems we do not have any leaders, let me put it that way. Like you said, Leonardo, you don't give he don't care. Go back to his own village and look at the type of water the poor people are drinking. He goes there periodically. They have a chief there. Nobody seems to care about the poor Ghanaian. When this Ashama incident, what the soldiers went, Leonardo didn't come out to apologize to the nation. He didn't say nothing. The same thing from what a man you appointed as a minister. This damning report. They are only the individuals. Upon Kroma will come and say something. This one come and say something, and that's it. And you ask people to eat. I hear that somebody say, Chirac or what they call it, should go investigate. What will come out of that? What will come out of that? You see, our area there is so sorrowful that there's no consequence for wrongdoing.
Unfortunately, this time around, it is the governance system, the type of governance that is making things worse. Because maybe soldiers going to protect Galamsey, maybe it did happen even under, I don't know, maybe Rollins or under Atamils or under Mahama. But the volume, the rampant, it's like impunity. Nobody cares. Now, baby. Now, I don't put them because people don't have work to do. They have to survive somehow. Now, more I did more see say, oh, Mona, Monshana, Diano cry, yen chasuno. A bin mashi or Munkwa, a bin mashi mojapadia. Now, Moko distance and boneno, and I mean, bisa question is say, so Sajan Biba, no, Sansan Crawford line. No more be Johnny. Omo ye locking when we in Johnny or someone like Bomutua. You because say soldier for Pekukunku. Because anyway, and
my brother, you're right. You 100% right. It's just another government has been a disaster of the highest level. That our finances, you have collapsed the economy. Our river bodies, you have destroyed. Our forests, our arable land, you are destroying it. So what are we running to? Where? You see, what do we have to? You see, I blame the trade unions, the opposition leader, everybody, because all these people they are very much aware. Look at the pensioners' money stuff and Kerofurata. The whole parliamentarians they don't want this man here, both NDC and MPP. But they cannot come together to get rid of this man. Where on this earth? The finance minister will go and borrow money, and his company will take at least, they say, 3%. How? How on earth? A nation like Ghana, and the developing nation, you see, Mansa Musa, somebody say, I can't think far.
No, as for thinking far, it is impossible. It is impossible.
How on earth? I have Mansa Musa has a meeting with the and the developed nation like Ghana, somebody go borrow money. The finance minister company takes 3%. So when you borrow 10 billion, can you just imagine? I can just imagine what 3% of 10 billion can do for Ghana.
And he's still there. He doesn't give a damn. I'm funny.
Like I said, so this Mr. Hagan wants to have him about a month to go. I know they call him Hagan or something.
Ricketts.
I heard you complaining about those things.
Ricketts Hagan, yeah.
Very good. You see, so how on earth? He said during their time, they stand them, they give them 50,000. That's it. Today, somebody taking 3%. So can just imagine 3% of $10 billion. Do the math. So another situation is so bad. Ghana is getting weak. The security is so poor. Everybody is doing everything of governance is so miserable. I mean, it's messed up. And Ghana is just going around. Nobody money. Nobody's talking. What kind of people we
you
are?
see, I think the world body, the world stage, they know what now we all know, that these our leaders are really crooks. Also, the IMF had a meeting to discuss these loans and programs for all countries. And Ghana is supposed to be there. Is it IMF dodges Ghana again as government misses out on board meetings for bailout in 2023?
Because they have not been truthful, my brother.
They have not been truthful.
They have not been truthful to the monetary. Yes. It's not easy. You don't need anybody to tell you. They have not been truthful since day one. And they keep on warning them. They keep on warning them. And they are not listening. Michael Asibeya, he told them, he said, look, these people, you should be, from the get-go, it should be very straightforward. Don't go beating around, because whatever you do, you catch up with you.
Sure.
You see our predicament at this moment. You see the situation they put the whole nation. Now the whole nation is crawling. Why? A nation like Ghana. God has blessed this nation with everything you think of. Auditor General report, it will come and go, nobody say anything. They don't hold nobody accountable. So ask yourself, what kind of people we are? You give somebody, I was listening to some documentary. This is another Agenda 111. Some contractor has been giving money for mobilization. Almost 2 years, they haven't even, go get on the land to do anything.
You see?
And they have given them money.
NFM Radio.
1 million here, 3 million here, 2 million here. What kind of people we are? We have the police, we have everything, but the court, everything is in a mess. Nobody, you can't trust nobody. The only problem is we are not shooting ourselves like Sudan. That's all it is. Other than that, there's nothing working better in Ghana. Nothing. Common traffic, we can't control it. Common trash, we can't control it. So what can we do for ourselves? Are we truly independent?
Are we truly independent? You see, for independent or interdependency, we all have to depend on something or on someone. But when you think of the fact today, like I was watching Good Morning Ghana, yesterday the MPP fellow who came, straight away he had to announce, I was in America for 2 weeks. I just came back this week. Today too, another one. I was in America, and I'm thinking, Africans. Okay, so American what is the essence? And answer, what is the result? Dear na mukromu for no, and for so ben no munya, de bia mudia, yes, penny scade moko, namoko ye way, namoko a ye omo conference, namoko say. BTA enka ye area ho ye local ho ye region West Africa enka broni asasiswa enka every 3 months the heads of states and the finance ministers and the foreign ministers, they will be crisscrossing each country. Once Ghana your friends and foreign minister now say finance minister oko Benin now but just Benin then I Guinea. Once a Guinea then sorry no oko Chad. Once a Chad they don't be say Ivory Coast. Just say they are talking, always trying to improve their law too. It's yambi before no. Obinya a foreign minister or nya diplomatic so American you any Britain. Just say what dream one just
You see the problem is they are not paying for it. When this foreign minister was coming, look a whole lot of people he took along with him himself. Upon Kruma the
what the foreign minister also America discuss it and we once a while say Ukushame Matthias here. But the normal traveling beer of official engagement US Britain no. Why that don't our people do that official engagement, among the sub-regions, say yensu ye wadwina edibu ye man. Na bibia no, you have to take your trouble and go to far away to go and seek help. And so problem no wo yan ye ho. Mi da ben out here say foreign minister of Benin and Cameroon wabaga na pen. Da ben out here say ni be. And so sorry oko France. Ghana sorry no France. Ghana ni so no Britain. Now Angola ni so kwa yi France and Portugal. Now just say you can. What is wrong with us?
That's the question. What's wrong with us? What is wrong with us? You need to answer that question.
I've tried. I can't.
You need to
I used to have a lot of answers, but I can't get my head around this. That look, we are also human beings. We are running our countries, right? So we have problems. For instance, the bad part is the health ministers of that ECOWAS region, they have met to discuss eradication of malaria. That been out here.
Oh. What do you think? You have the health minister complaining that what they call it, the insurance, what they call it, is not working, and he's part of the government. You have the health minister complaining, health minister complaining that they are not receiving the resources from the government, and he's part of the government. So you see the tragedy we are going through.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You see the mess. Yeah, you see the mess we are going through. The health minister complaining that he's not getting funds from the finance minister. Yes. It's not opposition. The minister.
And you are crashing away. Jesus Christ.
That tells you another government is coming worthless.
No, look, we know that in Africa, mediocrity, you hope I mean, any corruption here, but this time, this group will move dear. What is this?
No. It's worse. It's unheard of. Mansa Musa, you have borrowed close to $14 billion from this Eurobond. When I checked, the last 4 years, no African country has received such what they call loan. No, but we cannot see any highway 20 miles, a dual carriage in Ghana, but even 20 miles. No, you can't see one. So ask yourself, what happened to this money? And we are not asking questions.
No, and for look, your auditor general will come and say that, look, such and such of money, we can't find it. Whether it's missing, whether it is lost in the sea, somebody drop it on the way, whatever it is. And fire who and we want to borrow.
Besides, so what the usefulness of this, what they call it, the auditor general, the opposition party, the Ghana Trade Union, the state council, what they call it, council of elders. So what are they doing? They can't ask questions. Oh, so my brother, we have a problem. Ghana is getting worse every day. Yes. Ghana is getting worse every day, and there's no hope. Like I said, common water, we can protect our water for, average Ghanaian. This such as water, when we were selling 10%, today they say 50%. Today it's 50%. And all this polluted water, so you have to find something to buy water for you, your children, your wife, and everybody. So how many people can afford 5 cities water every day? How many people? So my brother, Ghana, I don't know, but because these are political elite, I don't see any future in Ghana.
There's no, you see, it's so hard to imagine that you are watching television and these guys are announcing proudly how he has been to America and back.
Yeah, they don't care about
how he has been to America and back. Okay, the America that you've been and back, how is it going to benefit your own society back at home? And you'll be into me in Kao.
Baby, he, the wife, everybody drinking bottled water. They cook up bottled water. So, they run, they go in a land cruisers, They have the houses in the East Legon, Cantonment, Airport Residential. They don't care about the masses. They don't go to Choco. They don't go to Medea, what they call it, Nima. They don't go to those areas. So they don't give a heck. They don't even go to their villages. Yeah, they don't care. You see all of them try to buy houses in Britain and America. All of them buying for their children. You see, have you watched this program, what they call it? So I have a problem, say, our education, something. You see children sit on the floor. Children go to school, sit on the ground. Children go to school under trees. And nobody talking about that. So, it's very, very sad, my brother. Very, very terrible.
Me that's
okay,
it.
thank you very much.
Good
God
call.
bless.
Good
Thank
call.
you.
Good call.
NFM Radio, Emudaho.
That is a German calling all the way from the US of A. And Motin in Kano, a friend of Accuracy. Also, be friend now, be cage, you know. Obviously, I couldn't pick you because be forward, not just Accuracy, the enemy into you. So, be some bar fine, once I'm baswa, cause one team. Muti Mansa Musa, the program is called Fire Will Burn You.
Busiafo sese die ye nam top connect so e mani sika de bagana if we asia fa na nyina ye ntia ka pre ane aye free top connect amasika manie aye mrekra ye wohia ne se wo be download wo top connect app no e wo Play Store de ama wo Android phone ana se wo use iPhone so a ko Apple Store na download the top connect aye simple kra top connect wa man be aduonum so wo Europe North America and Asia wo mane wo dofo sika fa top connect so a aye tem na emre na mawa hoto so sese die sika manye di foforo kra any top connect so we yan chechemu bia fre top connect e wo +442 081 6155 and a +442 081 761 600 +447 882 950 088 and nasa hwehwe top connect e wa befontin tafidie nyina so top connect fasika mane wa dofo asumjemu a untia kapre top connect yensu ye dienie.
Abusia, let me go straight to the point. We will find wada. Once you attack and send me says so, your work can see come air conditioner, and also dumb air conditioning, and said that more can see no crane say. One funny papa and I'm installation now, with everything called enterprise, air conditioning installation at the Mawa, Udamo, a Rubia, okay, you, never called room, it's a cold stores, any Bavia, you didn't ever see, I was saying, you know, everything called enterprise. Every nice one at your mower, a Rubia, no, but you medicadica. You install central air conditioning, split air conditioning, car air conditioning, never solar panels also. You want a nice at your mower, or you be a boost straight, not to your body will fee. So, what do you say? And our gas in a sense, say you'll come with the another dear, and our cold store dear, you know, very nice and quick, but we will be a you don't have a yet the amount. Also, I'm over it, so I'm obviously dying, oh, my can over to me, I'm afraid you can lie with so. Yeah, be install air conditioning, Ibiamamu. Train class 447508650279. Oh, wager, I just sent kind of fire service. Wow, friends, 0544-489-343 and 0302-906-276. Your website, you know, everythingcode.org. And I send you email, kjamwako@yahoo.co.uk. Everything called enterprise, air conditioning, master, no.
Right, welcome back. You are listening to Mansa Musa and the program, no, your friend of Fire will burn.
NFM Radio, Emudaho.
It's not that fire, literally will burn you, but and komono na ubana wambedini ya, then of course, umubeshisho. Or say IMF dodges Ghana again. Just say IMF, they are toying with us, they are playing with us. Nanka Ekufado will be a buo mine here, and then can the bush for and almost chase Canifa. And finance minister, you were in if you got that because I remember long time ago, and somebody like Adongo and the rest of them, Adongo and Atufosin, and they said, look, this finance minister is giving, wrong figures or different figures to Ghanaian authorities and another set of figures to the people outside Ghana. That is, he goes to tell Ghanaians that he told us that for example, debt to GDP was a certain percentage. I just say endorse, let's just say for political expedience and I say for politics sake, no. Now just an abino and yes abino bobu say too much be okay. But so call international capital market in here, there baby or bobusiana. What they so kind of crano ain't you know, not just say, sa secret in our MOB. Sorry, I needed to drink water. MOB said the economy was overheating those days when they said the economy was overheating. And you may be because why, and yet. And these IMF people, they know that unlike advanced countries where, they have a very powerful media, people in the media themselves, like me, Mansa Musa, I remember 2016 asking MPP people, say, hey, most say, sa tax we ye free ho, sa tax we ye free ho, sa tax we ye free ho. Neskabe na modi bebu mayeno. Senya, Nanado Baya, BBC, Steven Suka, Obusa no sa question no. Where are you going to get the money from? Or do you want your chrome? You need sa intelligence, but also the capacity of the media. Oba abrocheha abinding to me and falsify figures and I say on figures different and find your position. Now, or outside or can different. Debi. Hey, I buy a walk around. Yes, hey, now, Office of the Budget, Government Expenditure in your money, my work room. Almost correct figures, and send a whole government to grab a casa. Your chrome so that Ken Oforiata could just, mumble and rumble and use Bible verses. And that is but to Bible verses be anymore. Bible verses be any. Also, the government of Ghana did not feature in the schedule. America for say schedule. English for say in the schedule of meetings for the board of the International Monetary Fund for the rest of April 2023. I just say pronounce into May, consideration. Also, this comes after the government missed an initial March 2023 deadline to present Ghana's 3 billion bailout program to the IMF board announced by President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the Minister for Finance Ken Oforiatta. You see, the schedule of meetings for the board on the IMF website shows that it will meet 5 countries, including Moldova, Central African Republic, Nepal, Eswatini was Southern Africa, baby. Eswatini. No. I'm saying Eswatini was rather Indian Ocean. Okay, don't worry. But I have to find out. Meaning, baby, what I mean, Pekra. Laos People's Democratic Republic. Laos is only a democratic. Okay, Martin. Between 26 April and May 3rd. The IMF, however, indicated that its schedule is subjected to change, and the agenda for each meeting is typically finalized the day before the meeting. Ghana ministering out on the IMF board's meeting for April cast doubt as to whether Ghana will be getting the 3 billion bailout in mid-May. When it comes to finance, everything is about the money, the how, the way. How are you going to fund it? How are you going to finance it? Where is the money coming from? who is being paid, for what reason, yeah, the idea. You chrome auditor general to me, fine it to me who say some company be fee abrochaba, ye tue almost some of money, dollars. Na company na nye dwuma bia. Auditor general kobusa, hey, senior minister say na den, woni hwan. I mean, where will this happen? Usually, it is just that the auditor general maybe will look away and keep quiet for things to just go. Then later, maybe the country people come and find out. This is what happens. But where the auditor general brings something out, now, if anything, the government should say, oh, that one was oversight. I think the company should repay the money back. Then one kasa government in Ukraine monko pay way bia kwan bia mbefa so a send the says kafoforo bi na mako yibe wakofa na obebi na mo dia akoma company na company dia ba abekire domelevo so okay we are paying it back maybe with interest. Then later you find a way of doing the same thing again. You can even do that for politics, but Osafo Maf to me Jina say Auditor General is challenging or no Osafo Maf about this money. And he Auditor General had to go. The person making sure that our balance sheet, our accounting, the monies, the finances, everything goes smoothly in line with the laws, the rules of the game. That person had to be sacked. No, Safumafo. We na se can Kevin Taylor dinner attempts na no say bibi bia mo si no didi attempt but adie we on no ne sa adie na oye no it can kill because that money can be used to buy medicines or anything. I'm telling you for free that one day when the fire starts burning and penifo bi owa their houses on their doorstep they will require the services of fire brigade. Ema obe do saja na ma omo.
NFM Radio emu daho. NFM Radio emu daho.
2112, yeah? Oh, okay. Enti about 9 p.m. I mean, she said, Mr. Becca, Honorable Defiamakpo, and he actually did promise, say, and Kabeba Emayedi because he has actually subjected or submitted a petition to Shraj by his lawyers acting for him. Have sent a petition to Shraj to investigate this Galamsey new, leaks or this news outbreak about the Galamsey that Shraj should investigate. You see, in Chroma UK, every suspicious thing, the police they don't, the prime minister don't have to tell the police what to do. The police hierarchy themselves, they will jump in to at least investigate. At least investigate. Ye Chroma so there. When why no akuka say about some siko and I say your friends are call for they say call. Yes and anado or na catch up CID for so moon otherwise the police CID for not to pay free. Last time I said something in Ghana today, this our police unit, the police hierarchy, this police service, they have not solved a single high-profile crime. A single one has not been solved, though. And so, I'm surprised. You do one won't just yet. Dampare is being praised for what I don't know. We have all these high-level crimes, and now say, sir. Jebidam ko ye kunu isla ye hu baby kosi na ye ku police ni wa am robbery bi wa na some missing excavator way na de ye to you see even today as we speak I'm trying to get Napo to come and tell us something. Napo say ono akoto some 1 million worth of your friend is saying equipment or something for the tour na ade na yira. Thank you very much. Teachers Forum will say, I admire your style of writing, very unique and straightforward. Thank you very much. Right. So, say, what koto adie ama tall, and that thing is missing or stolen. What do? Do you just tell Ghanaians, so I bought equipment for tour and that thing is missing? So you are telling us to do what? At least in Kaono Napono, Matthew Opoku Prempe, he should have been able to say, look, I've handed over the case to the police. So na mecheno, before you come and tell we Ghanaian people, no, we say you have handed over to the police. This is the case. You have not handed over anything to the police. My friend, no, we decline it because when himself busa a question, sa question no Ghana will be to me busa no Ghana no oye champion ata. Be to me busa obi ahwe. Na mo amu bu o mine na o mine no mu busa ni say eye mamo. Africans, why are we like this? Just that you can be able to build your own mansion. Where's you dying? Where's you come on, maybe why you swimming pool or $1 million be our bank. Ain't that is enough? The rest of society, no, and now say we are and only African governance. That is what we do. As a granny. Jesus Christ. Why are we like this? Like I said, yesterday I watched Good Morning Ghana. I've forgotten the guy who came from the NPP side. He said, oh, I've just been to America for the past 2 weeks. We went on this conference. We went to the Capitol, the American Parliament, to go and join them to discuss something. Today, too, another different fellow came on the program. Oh, honestly, American be the same program. So I'm thinking, I mean, we haven't got the brains to run our own affairs. We say we got the independence. The people who have cheated us and treated us badly for almost 500 to 600 years, we are still running back to them. Now, America no mu banukrano. Okay, fine. What exactly are the benefits for ordinary Ghanaians? Say, politicians, oh, no more conference be America. No more American politicians say, what are the benefits for Ghanaians? Apart from the fact that maybe some people will get visas to go and stay in America and do power till they are old like Mansa Musa. I mean, what is wrong with us? I asked another question that, look at, let's take illness, disease like malaria, right? High fever. When was the last time Oti said the health minister of Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Ghana, Burkina Faso, Liberia, Guinea-Bissau, Gambia, Cameroon, Chad, Benin, and your friend is saying Togo, Equatorial Guinea. The last time health ministers met in West Africa to discuss how to tackle the menace, this serious malaria illness. Like the white people, when it comes to Europe, even in Southeast Asia, they do. You see them, they try to organize their own forums, how to tackle this, how to do this, tackle the sea defense system, this and that and that. Yeah, your foreign ministers, our health ministers, transport ministers, every problem, if Ghana, an English-speaking country, you go to Britain, count America. If it's French, they go to France. Yeah, Ghana for Christ, they say, yes, we are France, maybe. We haven't got the capacity to run our countries. Why? We are just interested, only interested, feeling big, showing off, flying with diplomatic passports, coming back to tell your people on national TV, oh, I just arrived from America. And what is all this? When is this going to end? When will the black African have the capacity to say, look, we have a problem here on our lands. We have to start solving it.
NFM Radio emudaho NFM Radio NFM Radio
Oh, 208-123-5911 is the telephone number. If you want to phone to let us talk about what is happening, that is fine by me. The other number is 02, not 02, but rather 07876 251 261. Hello, Kitty Wilson.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Oh, good evening. In fact, I called you by accident. But
Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine then. Okay. All right. Right. So, somebody called me by accident. That is fine. You can also. Anyway, so you see that what I'm talking about tonight is the fact that the Galamsey has failed. Right, and just like economy failing, Ken Oforiatta doesn't care, doesn't mind, doesn't give a damn. He's still going about as though he's doing some good work. He's doing a great job. The same way Galamsey has failed, and Akufo-Addo is still going about, in his Vietnam suit, as Kevin Taylor would say. And finally, the man who said he has put his presidency on the line. The guy just say, "Oh no, not just not doing so kasakeke." He just talks. Oh, he speaks good English, and so that is enough. Akwabi can see any. You see, the guy speaks good English, and Ghana for Afans any. But what worries me a great deal is the military. Yediomo afrafra sa in some money genjino and a hammy. How come that the military that is being used to suppress the activities of illegal mining, the same military is being used to protect some people doing illegal mining? Now, you might say you bought double-edged, your friend saying, activities anwa enti obi kan emunsro nyame kra Galamsey no a obi efa ho moagigi omu mfidie ase omu ne obi fa mu wuye ebi abrabo ye basa Galamsey no sa Galamsey no mo penifo no a the people who are supposed to stop it, make sure it doesn't happen again, you people are doing even worse. And you bring the whole military into it. You send soldiers to go and guard and protect Galamsey people. And the same soldiers, unbeknown to them, they will be sent to go and, stop the activity of Galamsey. And on occasions, these soldiers have clashed. Because a miner, Crofonomobu mining in the Bonifo. Oma dwimu do in the sense omu nim se na esi pesika se na esi manipulating your pesika and so oma dwimu do in that to that extent, but pa say ye betina ho adwene ye be ye den na ye ba ye betu say about 5 million youth omu ni adwuma ye beti so time ye be do after 8 years na kaka 1 million bi pe anaka 2 million bi. Say, I dream no sad dream here and dream you. Say now, Uber 2 say be a 5 million youth, any year Juma. Now, say I could be 8 million. Now, pension for crowd one year, Juma, we are Muka, Mujo, Musica, Kufad and Father Mukra. ofi say obu o man no ma fema. I just want to see, I don't know how to explain this. I don't know how to understand this issue. Or we can say Asana for super muscle. Born I'm born pechesado. And me I can talk and still do my program, but I'm studio monitor BSC say football no course but I will never fumble anything I do. I try to get my wits about everything. You see what I mean? So if you want to come and join us, please do. Arsenal for no, they are not happy at all, and that is it for them. Anyway, so okay, Marty. So that is what it is. Really, it is what it is. That governance is in Ghana is completely out of scatter, as they say. So, Galamsey expose near the echo so say Shraj exonerates Frimpong Boati. Just say Shraj, you know, say Frimpong Boati enye boni. In this case, you know, say Frimpong Boati enye bonia. Then who has done what? Because somebody is at fault. Someone is wrong when it comes to this Galamsey matter. So if it's not Frimpong Boating, then who? Okay, thank you. Now, if you see, for me, sometimes I don't even want to go into details with this Galamsey, especially the documents. Some of the responses coming from people, and even the response coming from the presidency, it looks as if either they take Ghanaians to be little-minded or simply they don't care. Dr. Frimpong Boating have sent his report, whether it is his report, official report, or grievance, whatever it is. As a president, their bro say, this is what has happened. And he did mention some names. But you kept the document there, and those whose names were even mentioned, maybe, obviously, they wouldn't even know that Frimpong Boating has written. Until Frimpong Boating, who said, no, Crawford is almost anything, into an Ankasa, a leaky is happy person, and a Kevin Taylor, so ja, also the two, ja. You remember when I interviewed Frimpong Boating here, he actually confessed or confirmed that yes, on Kasano the leaky, but of say those papers that Kevin spoke about was genuine. Well before Ghana media personnel almost say it was genuine. I'm trying to still get one or two people from Accra who previously promised, but me from Mansa Musa. Okay. So this is where Obikai, this is where we are at. On the Galamsey matters, they say, according to say, each one for himself. If you can get an excavator, then the digging is your way, and you dig. The only thing is, make sure that you do the Galamsey and you hoist the MPP flag. Say MPP flag no crown dia. Now even so my pa rule of law woman na say ye dim braswa. MPP for National Women Organizer. National Women Organizer, your friend say Kate Jenfua. Apparently, the excavator abayin ashe no. And we say we ka say jema na omu nim. Because omu nim pa na omu shina che so we din some money nti kra no sen kan the political career kra no ye gifini zem. And so this woman has still been there and has been voted as still a woman organizer. Emma, for all you know, her galamsey work will be going on unabated, undisturbed. Now, Omaino, okay, thank you. Omaino, ye bunu, your friend is saying ad hoc, sanwa. Say, hey, yo, it's not good. So, that is the news. But, okay, I'll read that one later. Unless I go home and I research. Thank you, though. If I research and I find it to be true, then I can make big noise. Because the last thing I want to do, they say, who said, Tama, a friend saying, Professor Marty, sa case in the buy now, you say, Wako Kabibino. I waited, and waited to get a fact. If I had jumped and gone to write something out, then in Kamenimo Guasi. So thank you for bringing this, but I need to find out what is happening. I see. So this guy, a businessman who died, and he's from the Betty Mold family, and apparently he had a collection of super sports cars, high performance vehicles, very expensive. The story here is that his family sold all the luxury cars and used the proceeds to build dormitories for Adisadel College. Because dormitory no are buying own CB. And it's a private obi a wako school Adisadel. That's a way to me abuano mo CB enye boni. 2 million jobs created. Dr. Baumia provides comprehensive data to back. Baumia's were created 2 million jobs. Indeed, the opposite, no, I had you. Baumia provides comprehensive data to back claim. I'll say, Vice President has provided data to back his claim that, indeed, the Kufuor government has, in the past 6 years, created over 2 million jobs. The Vice President recently said in a health walk at Impraiso that verifiable data proves that the Kufuor government has created over 2 million jobs since assuming office in 2017. While making the claim, Dr. Baumia dared anyone with contrary figures to come forward and challenge him. So I think nobody came to challenge. So now I'll say, over the weekend, Dr. Baumia repeated the claim during his address at the National Eid al-Fitr celebration, which is about the Ramadan celebration, at the Independence Square, when he touched on a job creation and opportunities for the youth. While no one has come forward to officially dispute Baumia's claim, let's see, what's it there? With contrary figures, some internet users have expressed doubt over the figures. The Vice President himself has now furnished Ghanaians with complete data on the jobs created in a Facebook post Wednesday, even that's today. I see. The Facebook post, which hit at the negativity mindset of naysayers, attached comprehensive data which specify the ministry, the agency or department of the ministry, as well as the number of jobs created under each category from 2017 to 2022. Baumi and Patcher say now provided 2 million jobs. I say, dear friends, I sincerely stated that our government has created over 2 million jobs since 2017. As usual, the naysayers have questioned how we could have done so. Their mindset of impossibility prevents them from accepting that. Well, the data attached shows year by year, ministry by ministry, and agency by agency, the jobs that our government has created since 2017. This excludes jobs under planting for food and jobs and the National Identification Authority away with negative. Okay, so that is it. Okay. We'll find time to scrutinize this. Baumia's claim that the government over the past 6-7 years or so have been able to create over 2 million jobs. You better find out. My member a campaign messages see 1 or 2 bina you ban your better so.
Oyezu oyeza Munya NDC nya ewo United Kingdom na Ireland chapter da mabri so michia na menyu ba bezian abato ho nkomo dem awore nyim na oka kakra na yakoto abaye ze yan mpenyufo a wo party do wo dem chapter ya mezi ho nkomo na menyu ba bezi chairman akwa no ho nkomo da mabri chairman akwa kampenyufo a wo gina there to wando abana wombe chairman nemu chairman akwade ojina ho prekope enti mesraw de ebo to waba na eza ma chairman akwa na wabe chairman bo United Kingdom and Ireland chapter usane de okitan hihye bebre a yame na dom na so be chairman a opede ozuboa awo a member bo United Kingdom na Ireland na NDC party ni na da na dom hihye no mu binyi the establishment of a welfare program. Dem welfare program no mu foso benyi abrebiara NDC nyi ehwehwem bo wo sekasama fem bibi kakre bi a ezeboto to nzama wa abra ahokyira aba no dem welfare program e bohwe na wonsa ka bibi kakra ofi £50 zuko £400 na enyesika etume botua eyi chairman akwana adwe na opede ozuboa NDC ibiso nyi de NDC member biara obenya any immigration issue ana mbrem nsemi biara wo bibia otena wo United Kingdom ana Ireland chairman akwa establish mpenyumfo a wobetena ho na wahwe na advice biara oyembra kono do na wadi amaw impo se pelo yenyi bi na wegina na wakawasem bi amaw United Kingdom ha ana Ireland da mpenyumfi wo mu binum ye lawyers a obotum wegina ma amaw na waji bibi kakre bi wa bra obotum wa abo na wo bibiara so akodo welfare program kuriyara suya chairman akwa opede ozubobo azi onu so behwe na yenuanuma wo United Kingdom na Ireland nyinara awona woye into event organization photographers awona wo hihye bibia amanfo ye one parties one weddings nyina obaka won nyinara abom dem obeya NDC member biara obenya any event de oye wedding outdooring bibiara no wetu wa bobo no wa ya ama no wa bra onkotue sika te dem a okakafo obi wo pado ana enchen bi na wa baye da madina man chairman akona nimpemfu so bohwe na abribiara any welfare ana any social issue biara oba affect any member biara no obaba obopwe wechi na bibiara de wodze mo ana bibiara de woye na wodze bo wo program wa kodo no wetu wa yendam na ahomka wa ba welfare program yi bibia se nyamobo na se chairman akwa obeye chairman wo United Kingdom na Ireland no munsam kakra na me putu hu za akyerwi odobobaji na woda aboa awo member na woda aboa yen NDC MPyi na epebenazi munua NDC nya ewo United Kingdom na Ireland to waba former chairman akwa nyamobo na sanensa kazebiu na ono so obegina na wahwede mama ka nyinara odebe yidwuma na party na akwa n'enyim
National Democratic Congress NDC emwenyo nyemfo mane mema mo UK ni Ireland chapter no ya yetienie yana so say beto aba eyi chapter chairman fofo ya hwede chine no mum lukoto no so enyo nyemfo Dr. Joe Ajimai the restoration man the father say edi party no enim kan odi amonyesema kotine yie ne wetu ni hwese wa performance ro koso oni mu adwumade de funny hotitiru na esine nice numade bebre no de egu akwemu a obeye de amaye bini se o sigina ye esiko no dwumade bia me kire party office na odisika £3 empemenum na ato ase eye £5,000 o santwe mabuo ni mama honso £1,000 na ebe show mu dwumade mu kina na esigina ye dodonso a mechire afoforo omobetro omudin abeka party ne ho de omombrakura o omosebeka omudin card ententem so na atwe adom abeka ye ho eye bosume miense bia nso party mu mpanimfu a odidwumadi ebe show mu nse bia no obeto safro mwatena se na de ye dia show mu nse no omebu ho apontam mako wendi bebre na no be ya maye yo onua se kwatre kwose be ma wontuma bisanidi
Dr. Joe Ajimai, the restoration man. Tata chairman and Yentumano.
right, welcome back to Fire Will Burn You 21:47. That is 47 minutes past 9 p.m. here in the UK, and it is about the same minute to 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Ghana. You see, that is 9:47 here in UK. It's 8:47 in Ghana, and you are listening to Mansa Musa. The program is called Fire Will Burn You. Yes. So the last thing I read was about Baumia telling Ghanaians that Abaino create 2 million jobs, verifiable ones, and just say and Kaweno and na make us okay. Some positives be crowned a war on. Say Kabino a car, then come out for be taking notice now. Even when they speak about their positives, no one cares because they have shot themselves in the foot. They have spoiled the economy so much. Say, Obia line because when feel say Ghana for feel say in penifoni in idea tro. It is sometimes to cry about and say so more kind of crack Obia in GDB. What a shame! What a sad situation that people who were touted to be that good in running the economy or managing the affairs of Ghanaians, they have turned out to be anything but. They are as novice and as not very, very good as they come. What a shame. What a shame. What a shame. Africa, let me see Africa. Arsenal for Atra go back into 3-1. What a shame. Arsenal people. Anyway, so that is what it is. But I will still keep on. I've had message from one of the people who I wanted to speak to, and that he said he's very, very, very busy. And so maybe tomorrow, who knows, maybe tomorrow will be another day and maybe he'll come and speak to us. You never know. May try Okujo upon Kroma to see if he can come and say hello to us and tell us what is going on, because his name was mentioned as well in this catastrophic incidents that has happened in Ghana, where people from the government side actively indulge or involved in illegal mining, whilst officially they are trying to stop everyone else. Officially, they are telling every Ghanaian that Galamsey is not good, and so people should stop. Meanwhile, they themselves, they are doing it. They are mining without proper verification, the forest that shouldn't be mined there. They've got people who are doing. And you see, when you think about the fact that everything about this government and how they want to do things about gold and gold this and gold that, we have the Ashanti Regional Chairman, Wuntumi, apparently cited in some documents that he was mining in a forest reserve. Akufo-Addo has come out to actually rubbish that. He has come out to tell Ghanaians that no, Wuntumi and his company, Akunta Mining, they are not doing anything bad in any forest, So before anybody can investigate, the president said it no be so. So everybody should keep quiet and go home. Sano Omaino Yebuno. Unfortunately, yeah, some of us we think that there should be a reset. The average African should be able to proudly manifest, to do things that the white men or women are doing, that they can manage their own affairs, right, without selling the country. And it should start by observing strictly the rules of the land, observing rule of law, by not creating rules and regulations for ordinary citizens and politicians doing different things. This is what is happening. And it is that bad. It is that wrong. And that must stop. And some of us think that a change of government is necessary. But what has happened so far, the scandals, the perceived corrupt activities of these people, of these persons in this government now, if their own should win power, if one of them should win power, then it means people who are in this government will get away with all what they've done. And for some of us, that is not good enough. That is why we are praying that Ghanaians should be strong enough to vote Akufo-Addo and MPP out and vote massively for the NDC so that we can put pressure on Mahama or whoever it is that will be the president to investigate big time. Because we know, we are sure at least 50% of the perceived wrongdoings, at least 50% of the corruption we are talking about may be true. If 50%, just 50% of the corruption or corrupt activities are proved to be true, that one alone, the monies that we can retrieve, and Jessica Ketwa. And that is my observation. That is my prayer, that Ghanaians should be wise enough not to vote for anybody from the NPP side to become president. Because otherwise, Akufo-Addo and his people will get away with murder. They would have taken a lot of money and they will go free because there's no way. Can Japan nobody investigate Akufo-Addo? No. It won't happen. Can Japan cannot come and investigate Gabi Ochiredakun? No, Akase Wajisikana Mayana say Can Japan will never. He will not investigate Ken Ofori-Atta to retrieve any monies for Ghana. He won't do it. He can't even do it. So we are praying to all Ghanaians to have the confidence, the presence of mind, and as a national duty, vote the MPP out completely, bring in the NDC, put pressure on them to investigate all corrupt and corruption perception, or everything. Some of us are sure that at least 50% of the corruption perception or what we think people have done, 50% will be true. And if 50% of the corruption cases are found out to be true, are proven, the amount of money that will bring alone will be good enough for the country. And we know that it's big sums of money. So if we are able to establish that some of these people in this guy Akufo-Addo's administration have amassed some wealth that they cannot explain the source of that wealth, and they don't want to go to prison for a long time, then they should bring the money back. This is what the crusade is all about. This is what we are talking about. It's not about NPP and this and a stronghold in the Encrofoy, scanner basa. Omo disika boni, omo sesika boni. And ye two abano, ne omo free wa. Pressure, they bet two NDCs who say, hey, this time around, you are going to do serious investigation to get to the bottom of all the perceived corrupt activities. Now, to me, yes, sir. Sika yebetumi enya every investigation say half of the people no are suspect no cry no say yenya half of that money ebe save Ghana bebre because se munu ne yeti ho no eni si ya prema Akufo-Addo ne busuafo ne nafofo yi omudi sika bebre nyina akosie motoma MPP. That means Akufo-Addo and his family and all the people who have embezzled money, they will get away scot-free. And that is not what we want. I will end here for tonight's show. Tomorrow we'll come and continue. I wish you all the best. As for you, the Arsenal group, Arsenal people, there's some more papa. Anyway, have a blessed night. Have a good night. Have a nice cup of tea or coffee or anything you want. Don't drink too much. Don't do anything silly. Have a good night. Cheers.
NFM Radio, emu daho. NFM Radio, emu daho. Mania, tie fire will burn you. NFM Radio. Jumedia Mansa Musa ede bro. Ejwada kopem memneda. Enumre song. Ekopem non do. Listen to Fire Will Burn You on NFM Radio with Mansa Musa Monday to Saturday, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Mama.
She